Hi, I'm Nate WL777 and this is Character Piece. Today we'll be reviewing an anime by the name of HandShakers. It was originally released in 2017. It is 12 episodes long. It is considered an action science fiction anime. HandShakers are partners who can summon forth weapons called Nimrods. They use these weapons to compete against other handshakers in order to grant a wish for the pair. The top pair gets a chance to meet and compete against God in battle. The animation in this is definitely the strong suit. It is it's crisp, it's clean. It's not like mind-blowing animation, but there's nothing wrong with it. I think that they do a decent job for the most part. There are some shots that they choose to do, especially during action scenes, that don't really work for me necessarily. But there is a lot that they do during the action scenes that definitely did work for me. I thought that the animation during those action scenes was probably about the best stuff that was in the anime. And again, there was some weakness to it. Like I said, the rest of it's really crisp, clean. It's just kind of bland, nothing really spectacular, but definitely not bad. As far as the story was terrible. There were plot holes everywhere. It was very confusing to follow. It really didn't make any sense, and ultimately, I didn't really care if it made sense or not. It was really boring. It was stupid. I did not like the storyline at all. I think that the premise for it could have been very cool, but it was very poorly executed. They made some really head-scratching decisions with the story, as far as where the action scenes probably were. The fighting scenes were probably definitely the best things in it, and they didn't really put a lot of it in there. It really was a lot of what would have been normally character development, but they didn't do a very good job with that either. I will get to that. As far as some of the choices they made, like there is a mute girl in it. She can't talk, and it doesn't work. I'm sure that I've seen other animes with people who are mute, and it does work. I think you can use expressions. Yeah, I know I have actually. You can use expressions to portray emotions. They do a really, really terrible job with that. I don't really get, what they were doing with her being mute. Now that brings me to characters. Again, not a whole bunch to say about the story. It really didn't ever take off and go anywhere. I got really, really bored. The characters themselves were awful. That's the worst part. As bad as the story was and pointless that the story was, I guess that there are probably aspects of the story that were a little compelling, but the characters themselves were not at all. They were awful. They were dull. It was just no consistency even in their motivation, what their drive was for doing what they're doing. None of it made any sense. One minute they were like, we're going to do this. We're going to, everything matters for this is going to be my wish, blah, blah, blah. And then the next it was like, oh, okay, so we lost. It's okay. Dude, the whole thing was so bad. I don't do spoilers and things. I would like to talk in detail about this one. I don't. I'm not going to, because I don't do that in my anime reviews. I want people to be able to watch that themselves and make up for their own minds, what's going on. But, oh my gosh, there was so much I had a problem with in this one. It was so annoying. The characters themselves were annoying. I don't think that they did it, they think that character development, which there was none, but they think that character development to make this was like where they took this really small girl, like she's supposed to be older, but she looks young. She looks really young, and of course she's like really mean. Anyways, they didn't actually develop any characterness to it. It was just that they were like, oh well, look, she's really short and she's small, but she's older than that, but she looks short and small. Isn't that quirky? Isn't that weird? Whatever. That's what they think character development was. It was very, very poorly done. Even the voiceovers were bad. The dialogue was bad. I really, really, really did not like this anime. And it's not for kids. So on top of it not even being well developed, and this is what I understand by animation. Okay, this is what I don't understand. If you're going to make animation an anime where the storyline isn't deep at all, it doesn't have any development of the characters, all it is like just some eye candy stuff, whatever. Why would you not like be like, kid, this is for kids? Like, why would you not make it so that kids could watch it at least? Because kids are going to care less if the story is good and if the characters are well developed than adults. But that's not what they do. Then they just throw just enough stuff in there where it's perverted, and it really is. There's quite a bit in here that I definitely wouldn't let my son watch it. And it's like, there's no point in this. I didn't see the point in anything that they did in this anime. Nothing. Like I said, some of the artwork works, and that's cool. I respect that. I respect that part of it. Nothing else. It was so bad. This was such a hard watch, and as a matter of fact, full disclosure, I did not finish this animation. So, I'm going to go ahead and rate it. I actually only got to episode 8. Just so you know, if you're watching this, the last 4 episodes in this one might have just blown your mind. They might have been like the best animation and the best stuff you've ever seen. I don't know. Ultimately, I got to episode 8 and I couldn't take it any longer. I didn't even care how it ended. My cutoff of if I think something is worth watching all the way through is a 7. If you get a 7 from me, I struggled to get through, but ultimately you did your job and you kept me attentive long enough to be able to watch through all of it. It might have been a little bit of a struggle. At 7, it would have been. This I am going to rate at a 6.8. Again, I think that the animation itself, some of it was very intriguing. It was very unique. It was very it was imaginative, and so I give them credit where credit is due, and the story itself at the beginning of it definitely had me interested a little bit. I wanted to see where they were going, so it wasn't just a complete bust in that sense. The rest of it was just awful. So yeah, 6.8. I couldn't finish it. I would not recommend this to anybody. It was. I mean, unless you're just looking to watch something awful, it was terrible. It was so hard to watch. So, no. I will leave a link to this. If for some reason you would want to watch this anime, I will do that for you. And I wouldn't, again, suggest it, but, if that's what you want to do. So, if you got anything out of this anime review, hit like, give me a subscribe. Comment below if you think that I'm completely wrong about this. I actually was reading up, and there were people that were upset that people were saying that this was not a good anime, and it's not a good anime. So, anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts if you think this is good. I would love to hear why you would think that this was good if you did. So, anyways, 6.8. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'll be pumping out much more videos, hopefully better ones, hopefully much better anime than this. I've been pretty lucky so far. So, but yeah, this is at the low end of my reviews as of the moment that this was made. So, I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for watching.